Now that the kids are back in school and fall activities are in full swing, how about taking some me time? Now, if you've ever considered liposuction, classes in session. Dr. Bill Johnson of Innovations Medical is here to teach us Liposuction 101. Dr. Johnson, good morning to you. Now, so many people have considered liposuction. Maybe we don't know exactly how far it's come, so let's start with the basics. What is liposuction?
Well, that's a good question because a lot of folks kind of have misconceptions and falsehoods about liposuction. With liposuction, we use specialized tools to actually suck out the fat. Now, if you can kind of hold your hands up, and this is an area of fat.
Area of fat. That's perfect.
A lot of folks have the misconception that we're going to remove all the fat from this area, but what we're actually doing is we're going in and we poke many holes in the area. We kind of Swiss cheese it, if you would.
Okay.
And then over time, what happens is our body takes that and collapses it.
Okay.
So what was this big area of fat before is now a small area.
Okay.
Unless you gain a lot of weight, it's going to stay this way.
It stays this way.
So it does tend to resist changes in the future.
Who doesn't want their fat to go from like this to like this? That sounds good to us.
And the important piece is most of the connective tissue that supports the fat has been left, so that the skin will tighten and not droop.
All right, all win-wins. There's been big advancements in liposuction also since it's been introduced.
That's correct, and probably the most important one is Tumescent Liposuction, which allows us to now do liposuction under a local anesthetic. So if you come in to our office, we do it in the office under local anesthetic with just a little mild sedation. This tumescent fluid is such an important advance because it also helps reduce bruising and swelling and infection. Even today, so much so, today if you go to a plastic surgeon or to a hospital and have liposuction done, they're going to put some tumescent fluid even if they knock you out, because the tumescent fluid reduces the bruising and the swelling and the infection.
Okay, so all good news there. There's been other significant improvements over the years as well.
Well, they really have, and one of the most important ones is powered liposuction, which we use a version called tickle liposuction or vibration-assisted liposuction. And what it does is when we're poking those holes, our cannula itself moves. And what that does is it allows us to use much smaller cannulas and much smaller incisions. Our incisions are typically about a 1/4 inch, not quite that big.
Okay.
And this other big advance is laser liposuction or smart lipo. And what smart lipo does is, again, when that skin is up here, it allows it, as it collapses, to also tighten. So we're getting skin tightening at the same time. So those are two really important advances that have come on in just the last few years.
Yeah, more effective, safer, less invasive. We love all of that. And not just popular for women, for men as well.
That's
Getting
correct.
rid of those stubborn areas perhaps that we just can't
That's
get
right.
smaller.
And we do a lot of men, and we do a lot of male breasts and a lot of male abdomens and a lot of male necks.
Okay, let's talk about using fat as a resource. That's been a huge advancement.
Yeah, and over the next decade, that's going to become much more important than liposuction has ever been.
Okay.
Already, taking your fat from your tummy and using it for breast or buttock or enhancement or facial rejuvenation is mainstream. Okay. It's now used very commonly, and this techniques are well established. But over the next few years, we're really going to see fat being used as as stem cells and really make a big difference.
Okay, let's talk about specials you have for our viewers.
Well, one of the big specials we're having is anybody for the next 2 weeks, if they call and say GMT, we're going to have a special for them.
Okay.
They have to call and find out about. And then finally, we're going to have a webinar on October 1st at 6 p.m. We can sign on to our website and learn more about stem cells.
Okay, and we've got so many examples of really great techniques and advances. So lots of different areas you can use that, and we love those specials just in time for back to school. Okay, for more information, log on to innovationsmedical.com or call the Dallas location 214-420-7970. In Fort Worth, you can call 817-744-7901. And if you have a question for Dr. Bill Johnson, drop him an email. Questions at innovationsmedical.com.